First and foremost, guys, we are going to be looking at a ouch that hurt moment in EVE Online and how it could have 100% been fully avoided. So let's dive into this one. So we are looking at a Jumpfreighter that was killed today in Jita, not only a few hours ago as well. This is a common sight in Jita when you have people with oracles, with max DPS. Sometimes they polarize them, but it does not look like they were polarized this time. And this, I mean, there's a group of people that do this, especially around the Crimson Harvest event, which I'll be partaking in some stuff like this. So stay tuned for those videos of big kills coming from those. But this 100% could have been avoided. And I'll tell you exactly why. So it looks like he was coming in through this Sobaseki gate. He'd literally just decloaked. So this guy had been spotted a few jumps out of Jita, being what a lot of people would assume as stupid, which it kind of is, because 178 billion destroyed and 88.6 billion dropped. That is a hell of a paycheck for these gankers. And all, you know, take my hat off to them. 36, a lot of them are ults by the looks of it, or it might be one guy, it may well be one guy. Apart from the tornadoes and whatnot, I think it is all one guy doing this. And it takes a little bit of practice to get that efficient at doing this. And so this could have been avoided. First of all, he would have been scouted multiple jumps out, and even though it's in a 0.9 or even a 1.0, he still would have died, and because of the sheer amount of DPS there. But as soon as he decloaked, he knew he was dead. There was nothing he could have done. So what you can do to avoid this, first of all the blueprint originals, take them in a blockade runner, cloak in between gates, act like you're going through low sec and just cloak in every gate. So a couple jumps out, go get a blockade runner. For God's sake, go get a blockade runner. You could have put all of these BPOs, you could have put them into a blockade runner, and you could have, even if you max cargo fitted that blockade runner, you could have got all of those blueprints safely in Jita. No issue whatsoever. And to be honest, you could have even, I think you might have been able to get all of these, or looking at these rigs. Rigs take what, 10 cubic meters? As long as it's not a capital one. I think capital ones take a little bit more, which some of them are. You definitely could have done this in multiple runs and a blockade runner and saved, you know, you could have even bought 3 or 4 blockade runners and you still wouldn't have been out of pocket with getting all these there. This is a very simple case of ignorance is bliss. So I won't get ganked. Someone's not watching me. I'll be absolutely fine. And lo and behold, they've lost. Take off the price of the Jumpfreighter, so the ship and fit is 10 billion. So they've lost 160 billion just through pure laziness on this one. So do not be like this guy. Do not take a freighter carrying over 10 billion because you're going to get ganked. All this costs maybe a couple billion at most to fit all these oracles and all this gank stuff. So if you think you're carrying, your ship is, even a standard freighter is a profitable gank target for these. Yes, they might not get any money back from it, but they're still going to be cost effective. So if you have a look, I mean, let's just ignore those. But all these would not have cost. Okay, there's a lot of stuff mixed in here. I should not have done that. But hang on. But wait, there's more. Yeah, so 126 million each. So let's do some very quick maths. 126 millions times that by, how many was there? 31 was lost. How many was there? That's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've counted it on the kill mail. There's no point in going through that BR report. So 126 million on average for one of these battle cruisers. Times that by 32, which is how many of the these battle cruisers there is. 4 billion. 4 billion. The ship alone is 10 billion. So even if you're flying a Jumpfreighter, you are still a gank target. Never mind if you're carrying an extra, 160 billion. This 100% could have been avoided, so don't be like this guy. Do not jump into the most populated system in EVE Online. Do not jump into the most populated system in EVE Online carrying an insane amount of money. Get a blockade runner and do multiple trips. It's not hard. Don't be like this guy. Save yourself 160 billion. So just a very quick tip there. Do not be like this guy. Do not jump into the most populated, hunted, camped system in EVE Online with carrying 100 over. I wouldn't even take a freighter with 5 billion in the cargo into Jumpfreighter, into Jita. Never mind that much money. So that could have been 100% avoided by using a blockade runner, which cost you a couple, maybe 100 or 180 million at most. So don't be like this guy. But a little don't be like this guy video, ouchie moment in EVE Online. I thought I'd break down just to how this best could be avoided, but also highlight the sheer stupidity in the sheer blissful ignorance that can get you killed in EVE Online by thinking you're safe in high sec when you are clearly not.